That's why when you are checking if type of item is a number, you don't need to do extra check with a null, although this is a legitimate way to rule out null data type, but it will be ruled out here anyway, so there's no need to to do like extra check. Does that make sense?
Yes, Asel, I did actually. First, I did it without checking the second because I understood, okay, type of item is number equal to number. Okay, the JavaScript will understand that I need only numbers to count them, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But then,
Then it didn't work, and then I got confused and wrote this one, and it all kind of.
So the issue here is, for example, with this check. So if you check the type of, hold on, if you check type of,
Yeah, my original was like this.
what's the type of none, guys? If you check the type of none.
Number.
Yeah, it's a number. Yeah, that's also one like weird behavior of JavaScript. So, sorry. If we go back to this tab, I think the issue here is you need to rule out the none, because if it's none, if none exists in your array, it will basically screw up the whole solution. So then you just need to do int. What's
Is
the
none,
method?
is none,
Good.
is not equal to. Then you need to like yeah.
Right.
Yes, that what's the in English on this? This sign, what's in English? It is
Exclamation mark?
yeah, explanation mark. Okay.
Exclamation. I think that's how you spell it, but I'm not sure. So let's try to run it again.
Yeah, but problem is that the question here is I didn't get it, but the question was why would I, for example, like if I like in logic, why would I also check is none? Because just it should be, if it's normal code, it should be just work with numbers, right? And why would I check the null again with none?
That's a good question.
Because there's no data type that calls none.
Yeah, that's a good question. So basically, when you're working with real data, sometimes there may be some issues, For example, just last week, I was dealing with an issue where we were making an API call with basically an ID of the user, and we assume that ID is numeric type, right? So we didn't introduce the check, like to check whether ID is none or not, basically. And then we ended up having like another bug, which caused us to make like extra API calls with just some, random strings. So when you're dealing with like any kind of calculations, you should always be careful, because the result of that calculation can sometimes be unexpected because of this kind of bugs. So it's a good idea to assume that you cannot like fully trust the data that you will receive. For example, let's say you're working on like a calculator application, and then not like a real calculator, but one of those online calculators. And then what if like user puts in like a wrong data in it? So you always need to introduce this kind of safety nets, because especially when you're dealing with like user data, because it can be unexpected, and you never know, like you would think that when other developer was working on, for example, an input, so they dealt with a potential issue of user entering the wrong data into the input, so they should have prevented it, right? But what if they didn't prevent it? You never know, like you're never 100% sure. So it's always good to be safe and introduce this kind of safety nets so that you don't get, unexpected result of this function.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one reason. Another reason is also when you're in an interview, for example, they will give you, of course, they're not going to give you like this kind of question. So it's going to be something different, but you should always like check. You should say, for example, if this is your interview question, you should ask, is it safe to assume that all items in an array are numbers? And then the interviewer will say yes or no, right? So depending on that, you will have to know how to exclude this kind of abnormalities when you're dealing with any kind of calculation. Okay, so it's very important to know these methods by heart. You don't have to know all the methods. Of course, like there are a lot of methods that are not so frequently used and you don't have to memorize all of them. But this one, for example, like excluding none is like a very simple one. So it's something that you should remember by heart.
So even so that there's no data type like a none, we still have to check if there's none.
Yeah, if you're dealing with like a calculation, you want to make sure that that it's not non-numeric value, right? So, for example, some time ago, I was working on this really messed up sorting functionality, and basically, you would get any kind of random string, right? So it can be AABB1 to B-7, for example. And then you can have another string that is purely numeric. And then you can have another string, which is like just alphabetical, right? And then you can have another string that is like also a mixture. So let's say 1AB 44, and then like a bunch of strings. And there is more to it. Like there was a lot more of like unexpected data. And then my task was to sort this in such a way so that all numeric strings come first. So for example, this string comes first, right? This one. So how do I check if a string is all numeric?
But it is already inside the string, and the JavaScript will understand that it is the string.
Yeah, so if I just do type of, it's gonna give me a string.
Yeah.
Right? So how do I rule out the possibility of it being all numerical string?
But you just, okay. You just returned it to number, no?
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn it into a number, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, could you please copy that and go to RepoTap, please? And paste it there.
But the short question, like when my second didn't pass here, for example, it was like this in original in SATEC, but my replit gave me the correct answer. The replit gave me 7, and I also got confused there because here this part didn't pass. So I did copy paste here, and when I ran the code, it did work. So it means that 1 second, like if I run code now. I still get the 7. It's the correct answers. Even I'm not checking if it's none or not, like.
Maybe in SATEC's input there was a none?
Yeah, in SATEC answer, my here didn't pass. Here my answer was just null,
So
and then I did copy paste this one, And I checked here in the Replit, and the Replit gave me the correct answer. So
Yeah.
got
Yeah. So my only possible explanation here is that when they're showing you the test case, if you go back to SATEC tab,
yes.
if you go back, okay, so here I think this test input that they're showing you is probably wrong. Probably it's something like this. Maybe they're showing like a wrong input for you. I don't know.
I got confused then.
Mm-hmm.
Replit gave me correct answer, but here it doesn't give, and then I got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, these we have like a whole bunch of functions, and not all of them are you know, functioning properly. Not of those, all of those tasks are, you know, functioning as we expect. But yeah, this is one of those. I guess that's just a wrong input data that they're showing. But you know, you can also always look at the example here and this one here. So for example, here, like they're clearly hinting that they're gonna insert a none here. So, you know, if for some reason your test case is not passing here, you can always check the example and then see what possibly, you know, could be missing. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, so like when you need this kind of checks is, for example, if you have like a messed up you know, task like this one, where so the output of this would be that they wanted to all numeric numbers to come first, right? Then they wanted me to compare, like if there's alphanumeric, like this one or this one, right? So then I would have to compare them by basically by so the logic here is they wanted to give priority to numbers. So for example, first character here is a letter, but first character here is a number, right? So therefore, this one would be second. And this one, because there are numbers and this string doesn't contain any numbers, so then in this case, this one would be third one, and this one would be like fourth. Yeah, so in this case, like I used is none heavily because how do you know if a string is like purely numeric or if a character in a string is a numeric value or not, right? So then if you have like a string, one, two, three. So what you want to do is you want to convert it to a number. Right? So once you do that, okay, so it turns into a number. However, what if there is like another character here? So it turns into a none, right? But if you check for type of this converted string, it's gonna give me a number. So I had to convert into a number first and then rule out none, basically. And I had to check like the whole string first. So then I ruled out like first, I ruled out all numeric strings. Then I checked each string like by character, and then, you know, excluding the ones that have numerical values, etc., etc. So it was a real pain. But this is like in this kind of situations is when you really need to know and understand why we do what we do, yeah, with all these safety nets.
Asel, you completed that task using like a bunch of if-else statements, right?
It was like, yeah, if else and also sorting.
Sorting, okay.
Yeah. at some point I thought of doing like a recursive function, and then I thought it's just nonsensical. So yeah, it took me a while because I mean these are the inputs that I have shown you. They're quite like simple, but in real life, like the inputs that I was getting from database was like really messed up. It was like a mixture of everything, like all the characters that you can imagine, and yeah, and the task was not super clear, so I had to figure out a lot of things while implementing it.
Mhm.
But it was interesting. It was one of those, you know, messy, like really, and it was really hard to test it because I would get like an array of 10, 15 strings, and they
Mhm.
were really long. And how do I know if my function is working properly? Is I have to first take that string and like manually using my brain, right? Sort them in a specific way that we expect them to be sorted, and then call my function and then see if it's the same. But they're so similar, like all these strings, they're super similar. So like even comparing them was a pain, and like getting the result and testing it, it was, yeah. And it's not, this code hasn't been merged yet. So once it's merged, testers are gonna have so much fun with it too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I have a question for you guys. Have you done in one of your classes, have you played the Pokemon game?
Yes, we did with Azamat.
Oh, that's good. Okay, because
We didn't complete it fully. We just did, I think, the first four turns.
oh, really?
But it had a bunch of others, yeah. So we were given it as a homework,
Ah,
but
okay.
I did not do it. It was pretty challenging, to be honest.
Uh-huh. So do you guys want to finish it together, or do you want to do something else?
It was homework, Asel.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did it.
Okay, good. So let's move on then. I just wanted to make sure that you guys
Mhm.
did this
We
one.
need to little bit practice on it and understand by ourselves what's
Uh-huh.
yeah. So we could, yeah, we
Mhm.
something other because since it was given as an homework
Mhm.
of a group, so
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna share something with you guys.
yes, thank you.
So I'm gonna send something in Slack, and this is the data that we will be working with today. Wait, is it 24/7 cohort? 24/7, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So any volunteers today? No? Okay. Gulnur, let's go with you. I think last class you weren't sharing your screen, right?
I don't remember. Okay, sure.
Last was Janar was sharing.
Yeah,
Janar I was sharing and
yeah.
Okay.
So you guys can relax today.
Should I go to Slack first?
Yeah, I sent something in Slack.
Okay. Just one moment. Yeah, I will just copy it.
Yeah, take your time. I want everyone to have a look at the inventory data that I have sent to kind of just familiarize yourself with it.
oh, why so long? Data.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because, you know, I'm a sadist.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh, it will be really good practice for us now.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. At some point, like you have to start working
Wow.
with this kind of data sets because that's what you're gonna get at work. So I thought it will be a good practice for you guys. Okay, so Gulnur, could you please go over this array and tell us what you see here, what we have here, just like overview. Take your time.
So we have an array, and inside of the array we have an object, and it's like nested.
Mm-hmm. So what does each object represent?
Okay, so for example, we have collections, name shoes, and we have inside the shoes we have, I think, the type
Mm-hmm.
of the shoes, and they are in the object. Yeah, I think these are the different types of the shoes we have. The first one
Mm-hmm.
in the first collection. The second collection is from a different brand, is Gucci, so also different types of shoes. And then also Prada, also
Mm-hmm.
different type of shoes. Yeah.
You also have first you have an array, and inside the array you have an object, and inside object you have again array also.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So do you guys need like a minute to go over it before we start solving questions? Do you need like a minute just to look at the data, study that?
Wow. So it has array. Inside the array, there's one general object, and one of the collection has also array. Yes, and again, array has again object. Wow.
So basically each
Again, it has also again, shoes also has again.
Yeah,
Array.
that's why I wanted to make sure that you were working with this Pokemon project, because Pokemon project also has a bit of a nested data, right? So in here we have an array, which is an inventory array, right? So it's like a list of all the, shoes probably that we have. Inside this array, we have an object. So each object here represents its own brand, right? So it's either Valentino, Gucci, Prada, Max Mara, Balenciaga, that's it. So we have 4 objects total, 4 or 5. Then we have collections property inside that object, right? So inside an object, we have brand and collections. Brand is the name of the brand that we're representing. And then collections is an array, right? So inside collections, we have, oh, 1 second, let me get the control. Also, could you zoom out a little bit, Gunnar, just for a minute? It's Command Z, Command minus, yeah, cool. Okay, so we have collections, which is an object, right? And inside that object, we have an array with an object, right? So one object is like one collection. So for example, name of this object is Spring Summer 2024. And then we have an array of shoes, which is basically one object with a name of the shoe, the price, the amount that we have currently in stock, right? Material that the shoes are made of. This is some kind of like unique code. Country of manufacture, whether it's seasonal or not. We have available sizes, right? That we currently have in stock. And colors available, and a description. Okay, so this is what we have. It looks like a lot, but once you start working with it, it will start making sense. So the first task is just to simply look through our current inventory and give me an array of all brand names. That's it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So should I create function?
Sure.
Names. And here we have
Sorry, what we have to check once again?
Just get an array of all brand names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're starting slow today. So let's start with like basic stuff.
okay, so I can just make const result. Oh, I can just make return array dot names, right?
Need for loop.
Okay, so if we do that, if we
Mhm.
return array.names, then it means that our array has a names property. So arrays, I mean, theoretically they can have properties, but normally they don't. So only objects can have some kind of property, right? Arrays have indexes under which we store values. Objects have properties, which are stored under like a
Mhm.
specific name. So first, we need to make sure. So if we look at the fashion inventory array again, so our brand name is stored inside the object under the brand property. So this is where we're trying to get. Okay. Okay.
So sorry, we need brands, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I will just check. Sorry. I will just change here. Objects. Print. And I will console the clock. Print names. Sorry, I just have to go up.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
So it says it's undefined. So now I have a question for you, Gulnur. Let's go back to our function here. So we have our function brand names that is expecting an object, right? So is current inventory an object?
Oh, no, it's an array.
It's an array, right? So we have an array that has a bunch of objects inside of it, right? So it means that we are still expecting some kind of array here, right?
Mhm.
Inside that array, we have a bunch of objects. So how do we make sure that we visit every single object inside that array?
So we need to use for loops.
Okay, let's do that.
Or should I use this, or should I use off, in? I mean off.
Whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I think here I can do what I was doing before, right?
Okay, let's try.
Turn.
So when we are inside the for loop, how do we like in our code, where is each object? How can we find each object when we're inside the for loop?
Once again.
So right now you're inside the for loop on line 835, right? So if I asked you to console log each object inside the given array, how would you do that?
Console log each object inside the array.
Mm-hmm.
I think I will just console log the object.
So if you just do object, is that what you want to do?
I think there should be a name of the object.
What kind of name?
So for example,
You mean the brand name?
I mean, if it wasn't an array here,
Mm-hmm.
if it was an object, I could say like, I could just console log the current inventory. And I think it would give me all information.
Okay, so when you're inside the for loop, since it is still an array with a bunch of objects, right? So if you wanted to reach to each element inside that array, you would do array,
Yeah.
right? So array I currently is each object inside this array. So don't be confused just because those are like large objects. So for example, if we have an array with a bunch of objects inside, right? So each object is array I, right? So now what we are trying to console log, for now, let's just console log, is each object, so array I is an object, brand property. Is it brand or brand name? I think just brand. Yeah, just brand. So how do we get to the brand property of each object?
I think we can make it just array I equal to brand. If, for example, if array I
like that? Can I try? So let's say, 1 second. Let's say we have an object inside which we have brand property, right? So let's say, okay. So right now, when we are console logging array I, we are console logging this object, right? So how do I get to the brand property of this object?
Can we make it like this? If mm, array I equals to brand turn brand.
So when you're doing that, it means that right now you are comparing each object inside that array to a string of brand, which is never going to be true because array I is an object. And in general, you want to introduce if statement if you're trying to like filter something out, right? But in this case, we don't want to filter anything out. We want to get each object's brand property, right? So, okay, so if this was an object, no? So how do you get to Gulnur?
Object that name.
Exactly. So you know that, right? So you know this this method. So in this case, array I is the same as this object. So how do you get to the brand property?
Array I dot brand.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah. So if I console log array I dot brand, oh, I'm getting all of the brand names, you see? But I want them in an array. So how do I do that?
You want them in an array? Should we create a variable?
Okay.
Result equals to array.
Mm-hmm.
And if I put here result dot push,
Okay.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
and then here we can return result.
Good. Okay, let's try. Good. Good job. Good. Okay, so now let's take it a step further. And by the way, any questions, guys?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's take it a step further and let's return, instead of an array of brand names, let's return an array of array of objects where a brand name will be a property. Okay, so it will look something like this. A brand name is a property. For example, we have Valentina, right? And then the value is going to be the number of shoes they have in their shoes array. So the number of objects. We're not looking at the quantity yet, just the number of shoe items, basically, yeah? So number of shoe items. Okay, So that's what we want to do now. So now that you are a bit more comfortable with this one, let's take it a step further. Okay, so how would you implement it? And you know, everyone is free to like contribute and brainstorm if you want to do it.
So here we want, for example, Balenciaga and how many, right?
Yeah, so for example, if Balenciaga, then if the value, if the property name is Balenciaga, then the value would be, let's see, how many shoes they have? 1, 2, right? 2 shoe objects.
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can change this to an object, right? And
Okay.
Asel,
Yes.
sorry, the second assignment, what I didn't get it. So what do you want? You wanted that we get an access to,
So we want an array of
yeah.
objects where each object is a brand, for example, Valentino, right? And the value is the number of shoe items. So like shoe objects. So for
Okay,
example,
sure. Okay.
so if it's Balenciaga, then the value will be 2 because they have 2 shoe objects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
okay, so here we just have to leave it same.
Okay, that's a good decision.
I know that we have to use something like this, like let count, I believe, equals to 0. And
So
Asel,
let,
the second, as you said that inside the Valentino, there's a brand, okay, then we understood we have now access to the brands, but which brand, first brand, Valentino, right? So you want that we count inside the Valentino how many shoes they have, or okay.
yeah, so for example, if it's, where is Valentino? First one, right? So if it's Valentino, then the number of shoes would be 1, 2,
3, 4,
4, 4.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I want as an outcome.
Okay.
So Gulnur, forget about the counting for now. Let's say we want an array of objects where a name of the property is a brand name and the value is just 0. Let's do this first and then we can deal with counting. How would you implement this?
okay, so
I think she needs to for loop the result again.
what the result?
Or we just wanna see how many shoes in the Valentino?
Yeah, but still, because we already did the for loop and now we have the Valentino and everything, right? And now we need an access to Valentino. Then we have to for loop again because we have Gucci, Prada, right? So when we find the Valentino, and then we need to go get an access from there. Is it right, Asel?
Not exactly. So when we are inside this for loop, right? We already have, so array I is each brand already, right? Like each brand object. So we want, instead of pushing just the brand object, brand name here, we want to push an object where a property is going to be, like a key is going to be a brand name, like here. But the value, for now, let's do 0. so that we are not confused. At least let's get this first. Let's get to this result first. So we don't need to like have a nested loop or something like that, or double loop.
Mhm. I just want.
And if anyone has solved it, just send me a DM so I can have a look. Janar, did you solve it already?
No, I did not.
Okay. Davut, how about you?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. So
Okay.
just started.
So
When you're
first we need
done-
to, oh yeah,
Mhm.
sorry. We need to put Valentina in an object, right?
Well, yeah, so each brand name, right? So Valentino is just an example, but each brand
Mhm.
name should be inside an object as a key. And the value should be 0 for now. Let's do 0.
Mm. I'm not sure. Should I create another variable for the object?
You can, yes, you can do that.
Oops, item object. Let's say it's this,
Good.
and then I can so then it will be so here it will be result dot
But we're still pushing, right? Because we're pushing instead of like just brand names, we're pushing objects. So we're still pushing.
We cannot,
okay, so
cannot-
item dot object push.
no, we cannot push the object. We have to reassign
Oh,
it.
Mm-hmm. So Gulnur, I want you to look at this here, at this method here. So we are pushing to the result array, right? So what are we pushing?
Okay, so we need to assign it.
So what are we pushing here?
We're pushing the brand names.
Brand names, right? Okay. So what happens if I just push item object? What will be the outcome?
Yeah, so item object will be inside of the result.
Yeah.
And then you can item object dot brand.
So, okay, so right now the item object is an empty object, right? So before we push it, we need to make sure that this object is filled with data that we need, right? So for example, if I wanted this object to have, so let's say I want this object to look like this. Oh. So when you push it, I want it to look like this. So how would you do it? So just every object should look like this. So how would you modify it here before pushing it?
So it will be
Asel, just for the hint, does it require like nested for loop?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No.
no, it's not an array. So it will be
Asel, 1 minute. So what I have learned is that you said result push item. I understand that. So you're pushing just empty objects, so right? So
Yeah.
you wanted brand name appears inside the object right now, right?
Yeah.
So if I were, I don't know, but it is kind of like, of course, we cannot push the items inside the object because the push only works for an array, right? So what we have to do is kind of like, you just take this name of the item object, and inside there you put just item obj array, right? And the array you just get an access like array. I'm not talking the name of the array, but you will open this array, the symbol, and then inside we will write array dot brand name, like not brand name. So now we already have there, right?
Yeah, yeah, good, very nice. Cool. Aziza, I see that you've been practicing. Good job. Yes, so first of all, when you want to say square brackets, please don't say array. That can be very confusing. This is called square brackets. So what Aziza is suggesting is to modify the object before we push it, and this is called square brackets. So in square brackets, you want to do array I, right? Is this what you want to do?
Yes, and yes, you need I and dot brand.
So that will do what? What will be the output of this?
It will be the brand name will come inside the object.
Okay. And how do we assign a value to this key?
That one. Well, I forgot. But
So
I've been. Okay. 1 second. Oh, this policeman in New York.
So let's say, okay, so I
So just like equal to outside you can have equal to you need to equal to name, no.
So for now, let's just do 0. Yeah, just as an experiment. So we get this at least. There you go. You see? Oh, wait. How are we getting all of them? To object array.
Is it 5 shoes in each?
No, what I want is, oh yeah, I see what's happening here. Okay. So what I want is one object to be Valentino, another object to be Gucci, another Prada. So right now it's not exactly what we want, but this is a good case. So how come we have like 5 objects inside which we have like each brand name, all brand names basically? Why is this happening? And that's a question for everyone. Like I want everyone to have a look at our current implementation and see, like, and tell me what's wrong with it now.
The wrong is that why you have the 5, because you wrote that inside the for loop. So the for loop runs and it shows like 5 times, like it runs like 1, 3, 4 times, right? Like 3, 4, 5 times, you know. So that's why it is repeating because it's inside the for loop.
It is inside the for loop as it should be. And we are getting all the brand names, right? But why we have 5 identical objects here?
Because length is 5. Length is 5. Array length.
Okay, cool. But why is it that each object, so we expected each object to be like an individual brand, right? How come they all have all brands inside them? Right? Because right now it's supposed to be like Valentina 0, Gucci. Oh, sorry.
Well, I don't know. The big is in my case, it doesn't show like this because I used the for off loop, maybe.
No, that's not the issue.
But in my case, it doesn't show like this. I don't know why.
Is it exactly the same?
Yeah, but I just used the for loop for off
Mhm.
loop, not this one.
So the issue here is that objects are mutable,
Const. Okay.
right? So when we create an object outside of the for loop, so let me show you something. If we create item object, okay, and now if we run again, there we go.
Mhm.
This is the expected result.
So what was your change now here?
The change was that we are creating an object, a new object, every time we are looping. If we create it outside of the for loop, it will be the same object which will be mutated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, kind of like global. That's why it gets an
Yeah. Sort of, yeah. And that's what we mean when we are, emphasizing that the difference between mutable and what's the word, like immutable data structures, right? So that's the trick. Like if you create an object outside of the for loop and then you try to modify it inside the for loop, it will be still the same object. Like in our mind, it should be a different object, right? But because they're mutable, it will just keep creating new properties inside the same object, and then it will push that object 5 times to our array. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's why count we always have outside.
Yeah, because counter, unlike object, we want it to store, we want it to remember the count, right? But here, we want a new object on every loop. If we created, following the same logic, if this was a counter exercise, if we created a counter inside the for loop, it would be 0 every time, right? Because that would be a new counter on each loop. But here, this is the case where we need a new object on each loop. That's why we are creating an object inside the for loop, not outside. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions so far?
No.
So you can, if you want, you can follow this way, like, oops, sorry. Close. If you want, you can create it in this way, if it makes more sense, but you can actually do all of these 3 things in one line, yeah? So what you can do, and I'm not saying it's better, it's just a different way. So let's comment, could you comment this out for us, Gunya? So how would I do all of that in one line, guys? Any idea?
Yeah, just to use the okay.
Do we still have to leave this part, right? Or this is also will be in one line?
Yeah, all of that will be in one line.
Okay.
Then if it will be just one line, Asel, then result we don't need. It can be object and just put object inside the brand like, and that's all.
Okay, but we still need to push it though to the result.
Okay.
Davud, do you know how to do it in one line?
Have no idea.
Okay.
array, just the push.
Uh-huh. And then?
My God. Add.
There is, I think,
Right? So then if you want to create a new object, you just open and close curly braces. Okay.
Mm.
And then you're gonna do array
yeah.
rand 0.
Mhm.
It is complaining about something, probably because this part is dynamic. Let me try something different here. Okay. There you go. So please don't worry about these square brackets. So what's happening here is, for example, if I was dealing with like a simple left-hand side here, so let's say if I wanted to do just, I don't know, key, right? And this is how I would do it. So if I run, now like each key will be key, right? But because this part is like a bit more dynamic, so then I need to wrap it also in square brackets. So whenever the left-hand side, so the key of your object needs to be dynamic, you need to wrap it in square brackets, okay? So array,
Like you know, if I look this and if we could use like mop, it would be much better. Then because when you filter with a map, so map it is already returns with an array, so we don't need to push the array, you know. So then we could take this one and just put inside the object. So it will be in one line. It will be much more. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
mop
you're
like
gonna,
function is belongs to very cool here. So then we don't need to write it manual and think, you know.
yeah, if you want to do it with map, then you would do, oh, what's the name of our array? Current inventory?
Think-
Current inventory dot map. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah, because this one is already returns the array, right? So
Hmm?
you don't need to push the array.
So then it would look like this, brand dot, oh, is it brand now? Oh, sorry. Let's change it to item dot brand. And for now, let's do 0. Yeah. Now what is it complaining about? Okay, let's try. Let's console log new array.
Yeah, it's not gonna work because the syntax gives the error. So
Yeah, let's see what it's not happy about. See, unexpected token. Does it not want square brackets now?
you don't need, I think, that one.
No, still complaining. Is it still gonna
No,
give
I
me-
mean, no, I didn't mean it, Asel. I mean that you could just normally filter out with map, you know, as we did with the for loop, you know. So then we pushed to new array. So we, in this case, we don't need to push because it's already returns us when we filter with map, when we write the for loop with map, it is already returns us ready array, right? So then we could take this one and just put inside the new object. It will be finished.
So right now you're like confusing two different functionalities. Map function, that's the function you mean, right? Map?
Yeah.
It's not used to filter something out. For filtering, we have another higher order method called filter.
No. I understand, but I mean for loop. You know, actually for map is also for loop, but just we
Yeah.
wrote the map, classical for loop. When we write the classical for loop, then we have to push the inside the array. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. But in
Mhm.
map, so that map also does exactly the same thing, but it already returns us with the array.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
we don't need to push that. So it is already array. Then we take this array and put inside the object. So then we will get the whole item there. This is what I experienced that. I don't know.
Yeah, but we wouldn't need to put that array inside an object because it would already return an array of objects in our case. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, if we needed it to return just the
Item.
what is it? Brent?
Mhm.
Oh. Oh, come on. My internet is so slow today. Gosh. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so then it would return us the array of strings. But
Yeah.
since we want an object, oh, I know why it's complaining. Oops. Item that rand 0. And now let's wrap it between square brackets. So now it should give us the output. Yeah, so this one is for loop and this one is map.
But yes, that one I meant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one I mean. So map is already ready, so we don't need to put them. So since it's ready, we just take it and put the inside the inside that, so it's finished.
Yep, yep, true.
So we have to put this return, right? So it would work. Because in the previous, we didn't put return and it didn't work, right?
In the previous, the issue was that we were trying to just return an object, but map didn't see it as an object. It thought that it's the continuation of the function, so like the curly braces of the function. So that's why we need to open the function and then put a return statement and then again an object, because otherwise it will think that it's just a function that's, you know, returning something unclear.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Let's comment this out. Any questions, guys? So, was this difficult for you guys? I mean, just the whole question, like the whole solution, because I thought that while we are solving it here, maybe someone will also solve it on the background.
I did this with nested for loop because using the other methods is a little bit confusing to me.
Okay, let's see. So now let's try. So do you guys want me to keep this or just this is enough? Or for clarity, do you also want to keep that?
Yeah, we can keep it.
Okay. So now let's move on to the second part, which is instead of 0, we want to show the number of shoe objects each brand has, right? So for example, what brand is it? Max Mara is going to have 1, 2, right? And for example, Prada is going to have 1, 2, 2 as well. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah, so each brand, instead of showing 0 shoes, we want to show the actual number of shoe objects inside the shoes array. So how do we do that?
Sorry, Asel, sorry, I'm really sorry. Can you repeat one more time?
So now our current output is not fully the output that we want, right? The current output is showing 0 for each shoe, for each brand.
Yeah.
But what we want is we want each brand to show the actual number of shoe items that we have. So for example, Balenciaga is gonna have 2 shoes, right? Max Mara also has like 2 shoes. So instead of 0, we want to show the actual number of shoe objects, shoe items, okay?
Yeah, we just have to count them up.
How do we count them?
Result. So result. No, one more second. Okay.
Should we use if or?
So again, if statement is needed when you're trying to filter something out, right? Here, we're not trying to filter something out. We are
Okay. Then you will just count. Then you just have to like write result count first, like count plus equal and the result. So, but still, it is since it is everything is inside the array. We need to still access from there to all the items, and we need to write brand, the dot brand, and count them up, right? But if how I understood that, if I would write also one more for loop downstairs and count from there. Yeah, I think we need one more. We need one more array. I mean for loop.
okay.
And count from the get the items and count them up, because this for loop is not gonna work for count inside, because it's already works for the so we need a new for loop, right, Asel?
Well, we can, but we don't need it because the answer is like right there. We don't need to count anything here, actually. There's
Then
an easier way to get the number of shoes.
yeah, and then okay then just brand array dot brand, so count plus yeah, I know it's not Oh my
And to like give you even more, we don't need this counter.
Really?
Actually. Yeah. we
How
don't-
then you're gonna count?
Yep, good question. Any ideas, guys? Maybe Sultan? Sultan, are you following us?
Yeah. I'm trying by myself, but it's it's giving error. For the 0, I just give shoes lengths, but it's giving
Okay.
Error.
Yeah, shoes length is a good way to show it, right? Shoes
Yeah.
that length will give us exactly the number of shoes that we have inside the shoes array. Okay, but first we need to get to the shoes array, right?
Mm,
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you that we don't need a counter, because shoes that length
Yeah, it's give.
give us exactly the number of shoes that we have, number of shoe items, right? That's why we don't need a counter. So how do we get from array I to this shoes array? What's the relationship between array I and shoes array?
Collections and dot
you just-
shoes.
What's that, David?
I've been trying to do what you're saying with the shoes length, but it give me only the first one. The first one is 4, the others is 2. So is anyways gonna give me the 4 for all of them with the shoes length.
Right, because I think most of them have 2 shoes in them, no?
First one have a 4.
Yeah, so it gave you 4 or not?
It gave me 4 for the all item.
Oh.
mm,
Yeah, if you're using the length, that's why I make I
Uh-huh.
found the length of the shoe. If you, I will send you the road to
But-
that shoe.
But between them, it's like shoes would be like a grandchild of the array I, right? Because we need to access the collections first, and then we can go further to shoes.
Yeah, and what your problem is that you're pointing at array 0 when it needs to be array I.
Yeah.
But so you need the for loop, right, for it, the AI too.
You are already inside the for loop.
Yeah, but I tried to create the second for loop for it is work, but I didn't mention you guys have the already. That's why my mistake was I've been using the for in for the loop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think why we cannot just like put like plus plus, and while for loop runs it is also counts.
So let's deal with this
Mhm.
question first. So let's deal with this solution, and then we can address your questions one by one. So first, we've already figured out that we somehow need to get the shoes length, right?
Mhm.
As a value. So how can we get from array I to shoes array? So array I is an object. Yeah. So for example, this whole object of Max Mara brand is array I, right? So shoes is here. So as Janar was saying, they have a relationship.
Dot shoes, right? Brand dot shoes.
Ah, yeah.
We cannot do
Collections
brand
dot shoes, I think.
we cannot do brand that shoes because shoes is
No,
not.
I mean
property of
collect.
brand.
I mean the collection dot shoes, because brand and collection is 2 different things.
Exactly. So we need to do array I dot collections, right? But collections is an array.
Yeah.
So first we need to get to this object inside this array. So how can we get to this object inside this array?
To choose, right? Okay.
This object.
Need to use for loop again.
I mean, we see that it's under a specific index. It's like first.
Asel, it is like this, right? Array I dot collections and dot shoes.
Array I dot collections is correct. However, we cannot do that shoes because shoes is a property inside an object inside collections array. Collections is an array.
Okay, then you write this. You need to write a square symbol and
Square
inside,
bracket?
yes, right inside shoes, and then you get that.
Yeah, but shoes is not a property. It's an object inside an array. first we need to get to this object before we can do that shoes here. So this object is under index 0 inside collections array. So how can we get to this object under index 0?
You just write the 0.
Exactly. Collection. Why are you guys struggling with it? Collections at index 0, right? So collections at index 0 is this object now. So we are at this object. Okay, so now we need to get to the shoes property. How do we do that?
Dot.
Not shoes.
Dot shoes,
Dot
right?
shoes.
Exactly. Collections 0. Oh no, sorry. I think I messed it up for you. So that shoes, but
Dot what?
You need
outside
to
of-
close the square bracket of the collection.
yeah,
Oh,
0.
that shoes, that
dot
length.
what?
Okay, let's test it. There you go.
Okay. Array collection of the first things
Okay.
because
Use your logic.
I missed the class with the Pokemon, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's why like before doing this, I wanted to make sure that you guys did the Pokemon exercise
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was kind of similar, right? This one is like larger, but Pokemon also was like a lot of nested stuff in there. So yeah. And you know, the whole like difficulty of this exercise is not about logic as much as it is about you guys knowing different object methods and like manipulating object. Yeah, so that's the I would say that was the more challenging part for you probably. So I feel like we need to do more stuff with objects now. Because with arrays, I feel like you are a bit more comfortable now, more or less. So now we will deal with more like a lot of object stuff. Okay,
Can you go a little bit down the code?
sure. Gulnur, could you scroll down a little bit?
Yeah, 1 second. Okay.
And if you could share this in our chat.
On Slack. On Slack, please.
On Slack, sure.
Because we lose it.
And it's better to send it as a block code. Like make it a habit. Also in Slack, there is a shortcut for block code. Did you guys know there's like this thing? I'll show you. If you do triple backticks, it will insert the code. It's very fast.
Wow.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
And there's the next task.
What's that?
There is next task.
Of course, there's always this. But let's take a break first. So today we will do one break as usual. Let's do one 15-minute break, and then we will come back to do more exercises. Okay?
Okay.
Also, do you guys want an exercise to do an exercise while you're on a break?
You have right for break.
It's a break, but no break. Okay, yeah, let's take a rest. 15 minutes, get some coffee, get some cookies, you know, get your brain cells pumped up with insulin, and I will see you guys in 15, okay? Gulnur, do you want to continue sharing for the second half of the class, or are you tired?
I'm okay.
Okay.
But I mean, if someone else wants to share, it's also okay.
Does anybody want to like replace Gulnur for the second half? Or should we just continue like that?
Yeah, we
I
can
can-
just, okay. Yeah, but someone, if someone wants to.
David, did you want to volunteer or you were
Okay.
gonna?
You want me
What-
to share?
You want to share for the second half?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Cool. So for the second half, we have our next victim, which is I'm very excited. So let me pull up all of my difficult questions now. I'm joking. Okay, so see you guys in 15. Okay, thank you. Okay. Are you guys back with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
no one escaped from from my tortures. Okay, good. So Davut, let's share your screen this time, and we're gonna continue with the given array of inventory shoes. Okay, and this time let's try and get all the shoes. So basically, shoe names. Yeah. So you see how each shoe object has a name. So for example, tasseled, black, low, top, lace up, whatever that means. I have no idea. Or for example, chunky sole sneakers, right? So we want to get all the shoe names of the shoes that were produced or manufactured in Italy.
What does it say? Oh, the year.
Yep. We have country of manufacture property in each shoe object. Yeah. So we want to get all the shoe names of the shoes that were produced in Italy. You want to write that down just in case. And this time, I want to give you guys some space to brainstorm, right? So in the first half of the class, like I was actively participating and sort of trying to guide you in the right direction. This time, I want all of you guys to brainstorm it for 10 minutes. Yeah. So, and I want to see like how far can you go on your own with this solution. Okay. And please don't rush into like coding right away. Try to understand the path that you want to take. Okay. So don't try to like code immediately. You can even practice writing like a pseudocode first. So yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes during which I will mostly stay silent, although it is difficult for me to keep quiet, but I will. Yeah, I want everyone to participate. Like everyone should contribute their, ideas. Okay.
Yeah, do you want me still sharing screen or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So this should be like a collective kind of work.
Okay.
So please start. So oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, like I said, it's very difficult for me to stay quiet, but you guys have 10 minutes to try and solve it as a group. And please, everyone participate. So don't be creepy and stay silent.
I have a question. So I did the previous one using the nested loop, and from the top of my head, is it possible to like make triple loop, like nested in the nested in the nested? Because what I was going to do, I was going to for loop the shoes length, and so I iterate the shoes length and find the ones with the if statement, find the ones that the country of manufacture of which is equal to Italy. Is it possible to do so?
Right. But you know how we already got to the shoes array by doing, array I collections at index 0 and then shoes property, right? So you're already inside the shoes array. So I think like one nested loop should be enough.
So, Asel, do you want it to also be in the array, the answers, like
Sure.
there is?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. Another
But-
question is on line 201. So we set the index of collections to 0.
Right.
Aren't we supposed to iterate the collections?
If we had more shoes, then yes. But in this case, we don't need to because it's just each collection has like one object basically. Does that make sense?
Uh,
Each collections array has only one object of like seasonal shoes.
okay.
Mhm. So that's why we're doing collection 0. Of course, if we had multiple seasons, then of course we would have to iterate through that first. Right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes? Somebody else wanted to. Did anybody else have a question? No? Okay.
Can we use filter function here?
If you're comfortable with it, sure, why not?
Dawood, can you please send the whole code to the chat, please?
What's
Our
that?
chat. Can you send code, please? The object as well.
Check the Slack is like
Yeah.
Ah,
The
okay.
inventory array, it's in the Slack, yeah.
okay.
And I said, so we need then, as you said, that what we have to do, so we have to do like, okay, we have now access to and how many shoes we have each, right? And the task is that we have to find out the products that is made from Italy, right?
Yeah, the shoes that were made in Italy, because each shoe has a country of manufacture property. So that's how we can check where it was produced. So the ones that were produced in Italy, we want their names.
Okay, then we need an if statement. We have to just find out if it was equal to Italy, and then that one we need to.
Yeah, that would be our last step, exactly. Okay, cool. So Davut is console logging collections.
The name. So we needed just a name, right?
Yeah, yeah. So for example, let's see, if we look at our array, so the ones that were produced in Italy would be
Gucci.
strap sandals, right? Or chunky sole sneakers. Also, let's see if anything else. Yeah, also plain olive suede moccasins, etc., etc. So we have like a whole bunch of them. About
Oh,
6.
we need these names, not these names. It's
No.
we needed. Okay, I've been looking these names. I don't
I
know.
told you though that I'm gonna pull up like most
Alright.
different ones for you.
Okay, I got it. Okay. My God. Let's do the wait. Collection shoes. Oh my God. Okay.
I know.
But we already have something here.
Mhm.
Here, let's take this one from here.
Okay.
Okay, from here, here, from here. This. Let's see what's going on. Oh my god,
Mhm.
the shoes is array.
No, you write the country of manufacturer.
Now, before you start fixing it, let's look at our reference error and let's see where the error is coming from exactly. It literally tells you the line where the error is. 213, you see? Shoes name, 213. So if you look at line 213, it means that array,
Oh my god, I just passed the.
exactly.
Got it.
Say that the collections, the index is 0, it's because we only have the one index in our array. That's why we put the 0.
It's because we only have one object inside our array, one item, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we're not iterating through collections. We're just directly reaching because we know that that's what we want. But if we
But
had more, then of course we would need to iterate and find, in all
But
collections.
shoes, we have several.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I'm asking why we put the shoes index 0.
Oh, I think Dovot is just experimenting.
No,
Uh,
I'm just wants to reach out these names.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we need where is the Italy? Okay, here you are. Found it. Then, and we need the Italy.
Mhm.
And result. So hopefully.
Okay.
That what I think you need also return that.
Yeah, right. Return is oh.
And you know, that what name is wrong, so it's
Oh,
name is so we are pushing name. We don't have that kind of property there. It has to be country or manufacturer or something because we don't have the name, right, Asel?
We do.
Where?
we
Yeah.
need a
Shoes
name.
have-
We have to return the
Oh.
name.
On line 220, you need to console log, otherwise you will not see the current output. 220,
220.
yeah.
Oh, the cancel. Oh my god.
But you're only seeing the previous line.
Yeah, right. Well, mm, is it this one?
Is it?
Do we have to console log name or brand?
Name.
Name, okay.
Okay, we have the
Are these all the shoes that we need?
only the last one, I guess, right? Germany, Portugal, Spain,
There's supposed to be like 6 or 7 of them.
plain olive.
Personalized.
Why is giving me only one? The last ones.
Yes, now you're doing the same kind of similar mistake as you did in the previous exercise.
Something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
No, it's not like that.
So, okay, let me push you a little bit. So let me get remote control.
Okay.
So up until this point, Hold on. Do you mind?
Good.
No, I still don't have. Oh, okay, good. So up until this point, we are fine, right? So we're looping through our inventory array. Array I is each brand object, right? Inside the brand object, we know that we have collections array that consists of only one element, which is like seasonal shoes, right? However, when it comes to this point, here we no longer have the freedom to just set the index hard-coded. Why? Because shoes is a larger array that has multiple shoes, right? So, and we need to check each shoe. Right now, you're only getting first shoes. So for example, that's why you got this one, because it's at index 0, but you didn't get this one because it's at index 1. Right now, what you're doing is you're checking inside the shoes array, you're only checking the first shoe. There can be 2, 3, 4, right? So you need to make sure that you check all of them.
So I is supposed to be in shoes, right?
Yeah, but also not this I, because this I is a different index. This one is the index. This one is the loop checking the inventory array. So inventory array can have thousands of objects. Therefore, I will go up to 1,000, right? But the shoes array, the shoes I in quotation marks can be quite different, right? And each shoes array is also different. Some shoes have 2 items in them. Some shoes have, I don't know, 5 items in them. So you have to make sure that you're properly looking into each shoe array.
Right.
So think about it.
Just without shoes, yeah.
What do you mean?
We can write without shoes collections.name and it's working.
Is it? So the output, okay, so let's go over the shoes array and I will tell you the output.
I would, for example, inside the for let, create another the for loop with a J, let's say, and trying to find so we have the collections, and inside of collections we have shoes. And I want to do the full loop inside of the shoes.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have access.
Yeah,
You
I
do
wanted to make the another for loop, but you said we have to make only with the one for loop, right?
that was when we discussed the first task, not this task.
I told the Janar been asking this question like
Oh,
for
she
this.
was asking about triple nested loop.
Oh, I thought we're gonna do with only one.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and try what Maksat is suggesting.
Okay, so it's supposed to be either nested or separately. Accept.
Good question. Is it supposed to be nested loop or just a separate loop?
If you do nested, it's gonna, let me see, if you do nested.
Result the push the array.
Well,
Yeah, if it's supposed to be nested. It's supposed to be
Why?
nested because we're gonna lose this one if we do the separate. So
Exactly. Yeah, there is no way to do it without.
oh let J 0 0 J is 10, and we have to reach out here the shoes, right?
the
Exactly.
collections. it should be array array brackets I
Mm-hmm.
Dot collections.
Mm-hmm.
This
Uh,
one.
yeah, but yes,
Okay.
collections. Should like yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep, yep,
Okay. If the so now we can put the J here.
yep.
Is it works?
I
Try.
don't know.
No, it's
No.
not. Because you
Oh,
had
I made the mistake. Oh, I forget to put the J plus plus. Okay. Yoo-hoo!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is it all of them? Okay, transparent, we have it. Chunky, we have it. Germany. Looks like, yeah. Plain olive,
Mm-hmm.
plain suit moccasin, tessellate low lace up. Yeah, we have all of them.
Nice.
They
Okay,
look ugly, honestly.
it does, doesn't it? So what we can do is we can say, could you cut this, please, and put it here?
This one?
Yeah.
The question is why it still shows equals 0.
Where?
In if else.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be 0.
What's the 0?
I'll show you now. Could you paste it there? So it's not like, So then now you can do shoes. Wait, don't I have control again? What's happening?
Try.
So instead of like this whole thing, you can just type shoes that length now. I cannot type for some reason.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, good. I think I have now. No, I don't. Sorry. Yeah, you'll have to do the typing. Yeah.
Oh,
So
something.
yeah, so we have an issue here. You guys, wait, what's happening?
Can you guys see my whole screen?
I see like you are like sharing with your phone.
Yeah.
It's happening like this. What about right now?
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
So what Marsat is asking is why we still have 0 in our if statement.
I'm just surprised that it worked. The output is right. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's
So
because, for example, he put for the push J name, choose J name. For the result,
J. Yeah, because we need to make sure that we get all of them.
Something right.
Country of manufacture, Italy. They cannot read properties of undefined. Oh.
But we
Big-
checking every of them. So we have the I in array. It doesn't work like that?
What's that?
We already like. So if we put a 0, it means we check only one of them?
Yeah. So basically, we were checking this and this and that. So like first items, yeah. So that's why it was, well, so for example, if I change with like your old solution, if I change this one to Germany, it's not going to give us this array. Oh no, not this one, the first one. So this one. Germany, and let's switch that to Italy. Okay, so if I run,
But
Oh.
if you put 0, it's work, right?
1 second, let's fix that fully. So choose J and then choose J. Right? That's not green. Wait, how many are we having now?
You double it if you put the J.
And then- It's not supposed to double.
But if you put the 0, it's work on shoes.
But I mean, it's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be J because we need to check like each shoe.
No, it's nothing there.
So there's something wrong here. So if shoes is equal to array.
A question? So you put for the second loop, if j less than shoes dot length. So we can do like this. We don't need to start from the parent.
No, because we need to loop each shoe array individually. That's why we need to start from 0 and go
No,
on.
I mean like when you put the lengths for the shoes dot length. So before I put like array I dot collection dot shoes and that length, I would like my code was. So I can do it like with a short version.
So we the thing is I'm trying to read.
I see.
So
Understand.
wait, why is it array 0? It's not supposed to be array 0.
Array
All right. Wait, what just happened?
you clicked enter, that's why.
Collections 0 shoes. Okay. So let's try again. No.
It's because your if shoes 0. If shoes 0.
Oh, yeah. So now we go back to J. Okay, clear, run.
Yeah.
Are we getting all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We lost one.
Yeah, because I changed one. So okay, that's 1, 2. If you guys see Italy, just scream. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Good. So coming back to your question, Dovot, why it worked initially when we put shoes 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And why it worked is because we got lucky. And basically all of the shoes arrays that were manufactured in Italy, their first items, country of manufacture was Italy.
But here it was the second, like on the last one, it was the second.
What is it?
On the last one. See? It also was the second and it came up too.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we're saying, hey, if the first items country of manufacture is Italy, then push those items. That's what we did initially.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why if I put array choose 0 now and run,
Yeah.
we will get 2 items. So basically this one, right? Because the first items country of manufacture is Italy. For example, if I change these into Italy,
It came up too. Yeah, I got it.
it will also push it even though this one is not produced in
Yeah,
Italy.
I got it.
That's why it's important to keep the index dynamic in this case. Yeah. To check each show, right? That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that clear for everyone, guys?
Yeah.
Can you please explain again? Because I didn't
Sure.
get it.
So
Asel, please, can you explain from there? Can you little bit scroll it up? Little, yeah, from there, everything was okay. Okay, brand array and collection, because collection is the, yes, collection is 0, yes, because 0 shows length. You put the 0 because the collection is, we just have an collection is just
one object.
yeah, one object inside collection. We have name, shoes, what of, oh my god, okay. Collection is one object. How you
It's an array that has one object inside. That's why we're hard coding the value here, hard coding the index.
okay.
It was the hint. If you see the first function, it was a hint. I see the first function, the pushing, it was a hint for me to make this one,
Mm.
to reach the names.
So let's go over it from the very beginning. So the task was to get every shoe that was produced in Italy. It means that not only we need to loop through our current inventory array, but also we need to loop through shoes array to make sure that we are getting each shoe's country of manufacture, right? So for example, Germany, Italy, Spain, etc. So we need to check each shoe object where it was manufactured, and if it's manufactured in Italy, we want to push the shoe name to our result array. So that was the idea, right? So how did we implement it? We looped through, first we looped through each brand, right? So inventory array, we looped through inventory array and we looked into each brand. So right now, array I is each brand of shoes. So for example, we have Valentino, we have Gucci, Prada, etc. So array I is an object of each brand, right?
Yeah.
Each brand object has collections array with a single seasonal shoes object. So that's why we are doing array I dot, because it's an object, collections, which is an array at index 0, because it only has one object and we know it for sure. So that's why we are only hard coding it here, okay? So collections 0 is an object of, for example, collections at index 0 is an object, right? So that object has shoes property. That's how we are reaching to this shoes array right here. Okay? And we can continue using that like a bunch of code in here, and also here. But at some point, it becomes very difficult to read. That's why we took this array and we kind of assigned it to a variable. So on each loop, when it's looking into the shoes array, it will sort of assign this array to this variable so that later on, instead of using this whole combination of code, we can just use shoes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's time for the second loop. Why we need a second loop? It's because we need to check every shoe object inside our shoes array, and shoes array can be different. It can contain any number of shoe objects, right? So we need to make sure that we are starting a new for loop using J this time. So just for, to avoid the confusion, right? So we know that those are different numbers. So we are saying we want to loop through each shoes array until the array is over, right? So then what we're doing is we are looping, as we are looping, we are checking country of manufacture of each shoe object. And if it is Italy, then we are pushing it to our results array. We're pushing the name property of each shoe object.
Asel, the problem that what I got confused was the line 112 is that you are what actually doing that is that in the first we did for loop and then push the result, you know, but in the second time you're optimizing everything together. That's why without your pushing that you are immediately assigning that name. You can see the line 213, you have an R index, right? And dot collections. It means that I is already what you have filtered, like Valentina, Gucci, Prada, right?
Yeah, not filtered, but looped through,
Yeah,
right?
I'm looped, yeah, looped, yeah.
Yeah, and we're missing
Okay.
missing curly braces here. Could
I
you?
have exactly same as those, but for some reason I have another result. I have only 4 items listed.
Okay, let's see. Also, Davut, could you please cut this and paste it into this code block? Because we're missing like curly braces. Okay, now let's see. Okay. Janar, do you wanna send us your solution, or I don't know, share your screen, or how do you wanna check it?
Yeah.
Also,
I think she also put the 0 like me in the.
wait, do you see? Did you send it? I don't see it.
No, I'm actually sharing my screen.
Are you?
But do you want me to stop sharing? Maybe you guys.
Yeah, I still see Davut's screen, I think.
You need to choose on the tab. On the tab, you can see the both screens, the Dawood and Janar. So
Oh, okay. I see Janar's screen now. Can everybody see Janar's screen?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is
Okay.
so
So
that's what it's printing out now. The only 4 items.
four.
Yeah, I don't see where is your screen.
On the tab, you can choose the second screen.
Okay.
In the view options, there is like an option to choose which screen you want to see, basically. Did you
Okay.
find it?
Okay. Now I can see.
Okay, cool. So find Italian shoes. Okay, Italian shoes for let I array length I plus plus shoes array I collection 0 shoes. Okay. Shoes length J plus plus. Okay, if shoes J country of manufacturer is. Oh, that's your issue
Oh,
right here. Yeah.
yes. Let's see.
I don't think so. Yes,
No.
it's it.
Okay, Italian shoes that push shoes J that name. Return Italian shoes. So Dawood, how many items were you getting?
Yeah,
Like
1,
six?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Maybe we need to check the database.
Also, Janari, you're not only getting 4 items, you're getting 2 identical. Oh no, they're not identical. Okay, good.
Yeah.
What about this
These are black
return?
green.
The best
It
way
shouldn't be
go
just
just
before the last bracket?
What
Do
is
you mean
it?
this one?
Yes.
Like
Oh,
here?
Yeah, I
yeah.
think you're returning in for loop. Good. Nice.
Okay.
Gulnur, good job.
Okay, because previously I had only one equal sign, and when I put my return Italian shoes after the third curly bracket, I was actually console logging out the whole all shoes.
Yeah, because you were sort of reassigned at the
Mhm.
same. That's why.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gulnur. Nice catch.
Gulnur, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right.
Yeah, can you share it in Slack later on?
Yeah, sure. Just a
Thank you.
function.
Yeah, only the
Yeah, but everyone has to pay $5 for the vote.
Zell.
Or is it too cheap, the vote? Is $5 enough?
The five. No, it's enough. It's enough. Thank you.
The 5 packet, $25. Have to go to McDonald's.
If you want also the Germany ones, it's gonna be $10. So
Like our tester. So we had a very tricky task. And you know, the testers, like, they kept finding we were doing like a large code refactor of like a very large component. So the tester kept finding errors in our code. So he returned it once, he returned it twice, and then the third time. And then he was like, you guys can just pay me like $100 to, you know, piss off, and I will just pass your code. So, so we were seriously considering it at some point, because honestly, there was too many bugs for one refactor. So yeah. Okay, are you guys ready for another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, David, do you want to continue sharing, or are you?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was thinking about what if can we reach about size of the shoes?
Of
For
course.
example, we have shoes and we have array of sizes. And for example, on the size 40.
Yep. That, you know, that's funny because that was my next exercise. But it was a little more complex. So basically, the next exercise is to find. So let's say you're working in like an online store of like shoes, right? And there you have a filtering option where a user can choose the color that they want and the size of the shoe that they want. Okay, so for example, if they put in size 40 and color black. So in this case, we would find, let's see, for example, our very first Valentino has tasseled black low lace up in color black and size 40, right? So then, let's see if we have anything else. 1 second.
But the manufacturer is important, or we also can delete already the manufacturer? It's just
So we will return the whole object, shoe object, basically. Also, I see that our next brand, Gucci, has size 40 of black shoes, black leather laced sneakers. Let's see if we have anything else.
so we can see that all manufacturers, not only the
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Everyone. Also, city sneakers inside Max Mara, we have them in color black and size 40. So you guys get it, right? So you're supposed to return an array of all the shoes that are of a given color and a given size, which can also be dynamic, right? Because the user is filtering. So you need to accept 2 parameters, shoe color and shoe size, and then give your user an array of shoes that fit their parameters. If nothing fits, you just return an empty array.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
So we work with the all brands.
Yeah. You need to check all brands, all shoes. But it will be easier now because we kind of did something similar now. Yeah.
The question, what is the size and the color you said?
Well, as an example, I provided size 40 and color black, but it can be any color and any size.
No, because I'm like putting the exact
Ah,
string.
okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Global, by the way.
Which parameters is it accepting? I'm sorry, size?
Size and color.
Never mind. Oh my god, I have to copy paste a lot, so okay.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So what's the name supposed to be of the function?
Filter shoes, I think it's a good name.
Filter shoes.
Mhm.
This. Oh, actually, we have just put the array. Let me. Not this one, but this one. Okay. So what was the task? From here, I need to start again. So I have a shoes right now.
So the
Oh.
task was to go to Amazon and order MacBook Pro to my name and my address.
I mean that. Let's just say that what was supposed to be output. It's more easy for me to understand. Like
The output is me having new MacBook Pro paid by your credit card. Is that okay?
okay.
So let me write this down for you 1 second. Let me get the remote control. Okay, so you need to be able to filter shoes by size and color. So both should be true. Color. So for example, color black, size 40, right? So that would bring you the output of an array with all of the shoes that fit this description. So for example,
What color and what like the
so
what-
let's say color, as an example, color is black and the size is 40. So for example, this shoe fits the description. So you need to copy paste it to our array.
I got it now.
And so on and so on, right? So like all of the
Okay.
shoes that fit
Which
the
is 40 in the black, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
of course that will also change. So it can be any size and any color.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So blah, blah, blah. And the shoes from Italy. Then we're gonna copy paste everything. So we have the size. Okay. Size. 40 you said?
I mean, like I said, it can be any size and any color. So those are also going to be dynamic.
Well, I don't have to put, oh, okay.
You can, instead of air, you
Uh-huh,
can make two properties like color and size.
exactly.
Say again, please.
In the filter shoes, you can give like two properties. I don't know if it's called properties instead of parameters.
Mhm.
color and size.
Okay. Color and size.
Yeah, and you're looping through the inventory array on line 233.
233.
Yeah. I don't remember what was the name. Was it inventory? Wait, current inventory.
What were you guys saying? I'm confused already when you start to put the color and size here.
Because we want those two to be dynamic. We want the user to be able to choose any color and any size.
Okay.
I think rather than putting equal sign, maybe it's better to use contain method.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Why?
because there are a few values in the array of sizes or in the array of colors,
Exactly.
and we are interested and we want it to be dynamic. So if
Yeah,
we set the contains and pass the color,
includes.
line 236.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because available sizes is an array, so you can't compare an array to a number.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh,
we
it's
need to
array.
make sure that size 40 exists in the available sizes array. Does
You
that
need
make sense?
one more for loop for the size.
What is it?
You need to create the one more for loop for the sizes.
Then it will be for loop will be gonna find just exactly the size that you want.
Yeah,
But-
that's what we want. We want
Okay.
exact size 40.
Our
Or-
available sizes now it's array. Inside of array, we have different sizes like 39, 41,
Yeah.
40. That's why we need to for loop. I would, for example, inside of the for loop J, I will create another like the for loop. Let's say, yes, inside of this J, yeah. Here I will create the one more for loop, which gonna find the size.
We can do that, or we can do what Janar is suggesting.
Then I'm suggesting
What's
So-
the general suggesting?
this.
Janar, go ahead.
Using contains method.
I don't know how to use contain.
I think you mean includes.
Oh, includes, yes.
The includes here, you mean?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Includes
Very smart idea.
just the.
Size.
Mhm.
Let me see once again. What is the?
Now you gave the sizes the parameter argues and parameter there.
Just
Size.
put search element. Yeah.
Put
Try 40. 40.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need the here, right?
No, we need. Oh,
Like
we
that?
don't need. Yeah, we don't need. We don't need. Yeah, sorry, we don't need. But
Includes.
it
What
says like
size, no?
it says just true. No, we need it. We need one. Sorry, bro.
Asel, do we need it or no?
Why do we need to put 40 here?
This is so fun to watch, guys. So no, we don't need it. We don't need
Search, right? Search element. The search
It's
element.
already
also-
like if it's true. So if it's true, it's
Yeah,
true.
if it's
So
true,
we
it's
don't
true.
need the so we don't need it. So also do that with the same with the color.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's true. Then what?
Then we're gonna push it somewhere else.
Then
Then
we
you
will
also have to
create-
check if it's empty there. So if it's not includes there, right, Asel?
Yes,
If
in
it
our
doesn't,
analysis,
so it will just return false.
Yeah.
yes, but oh, we just need to return true or false.
Yeah, if it's true, it's gonna come up. If it's not, then like we can push it somewhere. Like for
I
example here.
need to push
For
the
the out-
sign.
has to be
This
an
line?
array. You will see, guys. Let's,
Dawood, I think in line 236, instead of passing like 40, you need to make it dynamic, you need to put the
Oh.
name of the parameter, so it's
Yep.
size.
Where is, sorry, what is it?
Line, what was it?
236.
236, yeah. So after
236.
includes,
Okay.
yes.
Size.
size instead of 40 because we want size to be dynamic, right?
Size, right? Okay. Oh my God.
Well, you don't have to scream at us, though.
Why?
Oh, you don't know? Because when you use like caps lock, it's like yelling kids.
Oh, okay, I got it. Sorry. So the here is supposed to be color, right?
No, I'm still traumatized from you yelling at us, so I need some time.
I'm sorry. Okay, the here is oh my God, now I'm confused so bad, guys. So the is if it includes, then we push in the result.
Mm-hmm.
What was the text?
No, we just push the object, the shoe object, the whole thing.
Choose index j dot name.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes what?
Choose with index j.
Push the whole shoe object. So not only name, but the whole object.
Dot name, yeah.
Tech name?
Oh, the whole object, not
Yeah.
just name, right?
Yeah, the whole object.
Okay. Good.
Okay, let's try.
It's something that happened here. So it is.
So you need to call the function. You need to.
You're missing a square curly bracket.
Where?
Just
One
put
more?
an extra, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, here.
Mhm.
Return result. And here. So let me just.
But how can I understand what we mean by the size and color?
Yeah, I think you need to pass array as well.
I think the size and color is supposed to be here. So if we put the size and color in,
So when you call the function, you pass,
yeah.
for example, color black and size 40.
Yes, so
But
it's
as a string, right?
Oh,
Black as a string.
it's also, does it matter if it's
Of
because-
course.
okay, and it's 40. Good.
Yeah.
Mm.
And now let's test it.
Let's test it. Nothing happened.
But I think we should pass array as well, because how would it know that which array we're looping?
I mean, on line 233, we are looking through current inventory specifically. So we're
Oh,
okay.
okay, got it, yeah.
Could you delete line 226 and 229, please?
226 and 220. Oh, here?
Oh,
Yeah.
mine is. I found out 4.
What is
Jesus.
Did yours work?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mine
Now
is not.
Is it
Are
4?
they all
I got
correct?
4.
I have 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Now let's try size 40, color white.
Sorry, stop. Why we have now this black? You're
This is
right.
only shoes who has the size 40.
Ah,
And
So we have a white. Now we have a 3.
Let's try size white. Oh, sorry. Color white size 38.
8.
I got 1.
Yep, 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Good.
Honestly, Asel, first time I told you saying we have to output all the only the 40 but not dynamic. That's why I put the like a equal 40 and the
Yes,
Mhm.
it's the same.
yeah, I thought this was supposed to be doing that, but like when the Gulnur says the color and size, that time I understand what we have to
I created like the four for loops inside of the for loop because my output should be 40 and white. This is what I want to get.
I heard that writing the many for loops, it can make your code slower. Asel, is it true?
Exactly.
So nested loops, they have a longer execution time. They do make your code slower, but sometimes there is no escaping that. But sometimes you can escape that. So it, it depends. So when you can avoid it, you should. Yeah. If not, then it's fine. Like sometimes there's no way around it.
Vasile,
Uh-huh.
the way I've been doing the remember like is equal if it's equal 40 and if it's like color is black and then is push the shoes here. And every time if we change the like a size in if else and like color in if else too, it's not dynamic.
No, of course not, because user can put in, then we are still limiting. We cannot possibly account for all colors in if else statement, right?
Yeah, right.
Because here we have like 3, 4 options, but in real life you're gonna have like a dozen of them. So then you're gonna end up with like 12, at least, for example, 12 if else statements, which is not very efficient. So in these cases, you should always put it as a what's the word? As a parameter.
But what if we want the like for example like clear and white and size 38 because we
Clear
have
and white. So
like
then our color would have to be an array.
color
Yeah. Mhm. Would have to be an array. And then,
okay.
what is it?
No, nothing. No. So
then one second, let me get the control. So our colors would be an array, right? And then I wonder if includes accepts an array. Can you guys look it up?
What if you just change the instead of size, just color instead of size, color, and then it also will be color, and you can just put the two colors. Is this what you want?
Yeah, but what if then a user inputs like 3, 4 colors?
Okay.
So I wonder if it will
Can.
allow us to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but
It
I'm
says
not.
it can.
Uh-huh.
You need to put the color available, the name of the array.
Mm-hmm.
So one second, Gulnur, what did you say?
I just Googled it. It says it can include arrays as well in the includes method.
So do we need to spread the array or no?
This I'm not sure.
Okay, let's try both. So let's wrap this now. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. White, right? And then let's do black. Okay, so let's pray to JavaScript gods that it works.
Yes, we need split.
Oh, so we need to spread it. Okay. Are you guys praying? You better be praying. Let's run. No.
Blue and white. Maybe we don't have the white and black. in our
So hold on, let me Google includes myself, 1 second. No, includes doesn't accept array.
Okay,
What's
used
the
to be
problem?
the array.
I
Okay.
say, sorry, what's the problem? What you guys, I'm sorry, I was, I went for 5 minutes and lost the.
So we want to give the user option of choosing multiple colors. So now the colors is an array. So we want to somehow check if the colors available include all the colors. So either white or black, you know? Okay, let me Google something. 1 second.
Max that.
Maybe we
Oh.
can pass color 1 and color 2 in the as parameter and then add another
Yeah, but what if it's like 5 colors, 6 colors? Then what? You know what I mean?
well, the probability of of people choosing 5, 6 colors, I think is pretty low. So maybe we can like set a limit up to like 4 colors.
1 second. Let me check if there's like a method for it. If not, then we will have to probably do like another loop.
Max that.
Yes.
I asked this question because we're gonna use the if else. Like
We're gonna
the first time. Like first time we doing the remember like if it's equal black or white,
uh-huh.
and then output is gonna output the black and white.
So there is no built-in method. So here, like normally what I would do is I would use some kind of higher order function because it's just so much easier.
Yes,
Do you
then
wanna-
write the less code there, right?
Hmm?
If the high order function then would be less code, then we will not get confused what's going.
Yeah. So normally, like what I would do is I would, so the second condition here, right? So let's get rid of this one. Close. So there is a higher order method called sum. So I think the potential. So for example, we are looking at choose J. And what was that? Was it just colors? Oh, colors available, right? That sum.
Mhm.
What is this? Oh, we also have a sum.
Yeah, well, it's a higher order function. You guys will cover it a bit later on, but I'm just trying to see if that will help us. So if color,
and color. Yeah.
Equals to
J, no.
oh, but no, because our colors is also, oh, yeah, I know what to do. We need to like do vice versa. Colors that includes color.
Oh my god.
makes sense now.
So then if it includes Up. So that will either return true or false. Okay, now let's try again. And if that doesn't work, Dovut owes me a laptop, okay?
Black. But he's searching the two colors just, right? Black and white. He's not searching only black and white.
So it's not searching.
He's like searching separately. The available colors for the all,
Going
rather black or white. It's not like that one type of shoe has the both colors, black and white.
Yeah.
Try just black and brown.
If you don't like the output, just change the input.
No, I just because there are so many brown shoes for the maybe I just want to make sure that he's searching the all browns. Yeah, this is why you see you have like two browns and one white. Ah, okay.
They also came up the other browns too.
Still
Mhm.
good. Still good. We can search the two colors immediately. Like is the
Yeah,
one.
not exactly what we want though. Because we wanted to get all the white and brown shoes, not either white or brown, right? We want both of them.
What's
We
50%?
think that
Hmm?
Color, for example, colors include color. No, it's not gonna work.
So the goal is that when we, let's say in Amazon, and I want to buy the shoe size 40 in in white color,
Mm-hmm.
I will write white and 40, right?
Yeah.
So then it will show me the item in white color shoe and the size the 40.
Yeah. So yeah, so for example, we have I live in Poland, so we have ePolkowie.pl.
Usually it's checkbox where you have all the sizes and you just check the sizes that you need.
Exactly. So here you can they have like a really nice filtering functionality. Oh, I wonder if they have it in their web version. Yeah, here you can, for example, choose the color. And you can choose, as many colors as you want. Right? So now it will sort the colors that you have selected, 5 colors. You see?
I will do the
Asel,
same.
are you fluent in Polish?
No, I'm not. My husband is, however, he's really good. He's crazy good. But no, not me. When I speak Polish, I sound like a 3-year-old child.
Yeah, but the Polish is it's a little bit similar to Russian because it's the Slavic language type of like
It is.
Damski, I know it is для dam, like
Yeah.
when I traveled
uh,
there, so I understood a little bit when people talked. So.
uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
know
if
here for sport and premium.
what is it?
Sport and premium.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
example, if any of you speaks Turkish,
I-
so like Kyrgyz and Turkish is sort of they belong to the same family of languages, right? So it's similar to like Polish and Russian. So you understand some of it, but if you want to if you want to communicate well, you still have to learn Polish because you understand some parts of it, but it's still not enough to, to speak, to talk to people. So yeah, it is.
But the grammar is the similar, so it would be much more easier if you speak Russian and learn the Polish. The grammar is almost exactly the same.
No,
Just-
grammar is totally different. I would say what's similar is to some extent the
A
numbers.
few words, probably.
Some words are similar, genders, like pronouns are similar, and yeah, and some words, that's about it. But the grammar is like totally different. And Polish grammar is really difficult. Like if you want to be, fluent, you really have to spend, a lot of time perfecting it. But yeah, but it's still easier for us to learn Polish than for example, we have like people from Bangladesh or like India, and for them Polish is like gibberish probably. So of course they have a harder time not assimilating, but like integrating into the society, I would say.
Celia, the
Huh?
vector question, it looks like the same as what we did. Because, for example, here you put 5 colors, but he searching the all colors which included only at least one. For example, look at that high heels. What you've can you say, for example, that high heels, the first one for 99.99. Yes, he has only 3 colors. But did you choose the all 3 colors? Or like it's
I'm not sure. I just picked like random.
yeah,
Yes, all
for example,
colors.
didn't include the pink one, but it still shows for us. The same, I guess the logic is in our like it's almost same what we
But
did in our task in our
yeah, but our logic is still flawed because wait, where is it?
Here, the replit is.
the five.
Okay. Because, for example, I think it doesn't return. So if we go back to black and brown, right? Ideally, I want all black shoes. Oh, size 38. Okay, let's try 40, which is more common in our case, right?
Mhm.
Maybe it is returning. Oh, okay. So black.
Black and brown, that has only black.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Black
yeah, it is
eight.
working as expected. I didn't
Yeah.
notice that we changed the size to 38. That's why like I was expecting a lot more results here. Yeah, it is working as expected. So it is returning like an array of shoes that are either black or brown and size 40. Okay, good. Yeah, I was confused because I thought that this logic should work.
Mhm.
But this is higher order function. Of course, you guys haven't covered those yet. So this was just like a trial run. But if we don't want to use it, then we would do the same, but with a for loop, probably. We would loop through like available colors and then check if any of the colors are included into our colors array. Something like that. It would be longer, a bit more complex, but that's why we have higher order functions, because the syntax is so much clearer. Do you guys want to try with the for loop?
No.
Please no.
If it works with the sum, it just
Can you a little bit Asel, I want to see.
Sorry.
Dawood, can you share it in Slack again, please? The last one that we did.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
$5.
If it's only one color, it's $5. 2 color is $10. So.
Yeah, exactly. Stop taking advantage of the free labor, okay?
So if you want here is the 2 colors, so $10, guys.
Oh, by the way, did you share the one with a single color before?
No, but I can share it.
I can show it. I have it.
I
Oh,
have.
could you share it as well, please? Because let's first share the one with a single color.
Mine is 15.
Oh, I already seen the.
I'm living in California, it's too expensive.
Yeah, but Asel, this is the sum is actually passing the value of the callback function, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Mhm.
taking a callback.
Okay.
And then inside the callback, we are using the includes method to see if the color is
The
is there.
line 232, it is still that you're writing for loop with high order function, no?
Yeah, sort of. Every higher order function in the background of higher order function, there is a for loop, right?
Ah.
That's why I'm telling you guys, like, don't rush into higher order functions. As long as you understand for loop, like if you're fluent with for loop, you will understand higher order functions, no issue. Like it will be so easy for you. But if you skip from for loop to higher order functions, thinking that they're easier, then you will have harder time. So that's why like I'm insisting on just using a bunch of for loops, at least in the first month.
Guys, just in case, I sent my code to the Slack, but it's a little bit different. So because I put for the arrays separately, I didn't put the current inventory like you did.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's okay.
Asel, the question is that we wrote like one function like filtered shoes, right? So
Mhm.
the function we also wrote the one function in line 232 like higher order function.
Yeah.
The reason is that the call back the high order function, it is because that it is returning the again inside the function, right?
No, the reason why it's called higher order function, is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
Is
yes. No, I
why-
understood has been for loop. I understand that. So, but we have a one main function, filtered shoes, and then inside we also have the high order function.
Uh-huh.
It means that high order function also returns what is doing the inside the function. And that's why
So this, for example, this higher order function will return true or false.
but
So like
still,
the output of this whole function will be either true or false.
yeah.
And higher order functions are called higher order functions because they don't accept like simple parameters. They accept a callback function as a parameter. So the function inside the function.
Yes, function inside the function. That's
But yeah, don't worry, like please don't. I really regret showing this, guys, because this can cause like confusion for you. So yeah, let's just ignore this like this second option. This is just all Dovud's fault. So let's block him from the next class because he's just, complicating your life too much, right, Dovud?
I just wanted to choose two colors.
It's all your fault. Okay, there's no backtracking here. It's all your fault. So you're blocked from the next class. You're in the blacklist.
My bad.
Exactly. Yeah, so please ignore this one. You're like, if you don't understand it, that's fine. That's because you're not supposed to understand it. So don't worry, like I was just trying to find a shortcut to implement David's idea. But yeah, normally we would just solve it with like a normal for loop. It's also possible. Like anything you can do with a higher order function, you can do it with a simple for loop. Higher order functions, they're just like syntactical sugars to like regular for loop. They just make our life easier. Yeah, but yeah, every higher order function has some kind of for loop behind it. So all right. So how are you guys feeling?
Alive.
On the
Nice. Yeah, another mind-provoking class.
Okay, on the scale from 1 to 100, how much do you hate me now in comparison to the beginning of the class? Is it like closer to 100?
Minus
Okay.
100. Minus 100. It's
That's-
actually fine. I like this kind of challenges.
Yeah, I like it. I think iterating the object is still kind of a soft spot for us.
Mhm.
So any practice that we do is super beneficial.
Good, good. I'm glad.
Asiera, by the way, were you able to think over about taking the Tuesday classes like we talked last time?
Yeah, so I spoke to oh my gosh, what's her name?
Isaac,
Isada?
Isaac.
Izada, yeah.
Yeah.
And she actually told me that the high probability is that Tuesdays and Thursdays will be Marat will be teaching on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is super great because he has a lot more sort of technical and overall experience, right? So he has a lot more experience, like 1,000 times more. So when I say a lot more, like I'm just, it's like 1,000 or 1,000,000 times more. So it's great news for you guys, first of all. So yeah, I think we will continue seeing each other on Saturdays. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Asel, if you don't mind, I asked the guys, is anybody doing the restaurant menu right now?
I'm doing restaurant.
The Azamat giving us the homework.
I just could just like when you click the one item, so then item will be
Add card.
yeah add card, and the add card I am just now trying to do just if you like increase if you want, let's say 2 breakfast, like exactly the same as in Amazon, when you buy something and then if you want 2 items then you can increase, yeah, and then you can delay it. So but that part is kind of a little bit challenging, still struggling, but
Maksat, Janar, we've been doing that.
Did you
No,
need
not yet. I'm gonna do it
too.
after this class.
Yes. Same.
Do you need help with anything?
Maksat and Janar, I think we need the help. Because the thing is the Azamat give us the homework,
Mhm.
and so if you don't mind, I can show you as a
Yeah, sure, no problem. I
so
think
he
I've seen the restaurant project before.
yeah, so he wanted to ask like if you can see these like buttons. He
Uh-huh.
also that asked like if you put the add to cart, it's supposed to be to here, like
Uh-huh.
only
Right,
add it. So, and he also gave us the other thing. If you click on the bottom, it's supposed to be green, the active one.
right.
I spent for this just like a background color, maybe 2 hours,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
and
Oh my
But
God.
it's
yeah,
working.
yeah, it's working, but
But that
the
means I will spend 8 hours then.
and the thing is the way he wrote his code, like the
Uh-huh.
way the Azamat writing his code. Oh my God, it's so difficult to read his code. He like I don't know. He put if you want, I can show you his code. This is
that's why I wrote my own code. So after I had his class, so I corrected and write the way that I understand, and it
Mhm.
was less code.
if
I
you
mean,
see his code here, like so every time for each button, he just calling this function.
Are you
yes,
sharing? Are you
he's
sharing
calling
Discord?
he's using one function for every button. So then we get confused,
Yeah.
right?
Can you see Azele?
No, I only see the browser.
Oh, how I let me just start again. Then I think
Mhm.
I can share like everything. Here, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what he's doing here, like he been doing here. So if you can see, he create like each item here,
Uh-huh,
make the function. For the
right.
bottom, for each bottom, he calling this function. If it's like filtered data, he just calling the filtered data here.
Uh-huh,
If it's all like he calling here.
okay.
So, and this is the card click button here. I just put
Mm-hmm,
also call that function with the all data, so it's bring me all items when I click on the card.
mm-hmm. So it's showing the whole data, not the one that you have added to the card.
Yes, that's correct. So I've been like, I break my brain. I don't know, like also break my computer to understand how to, because the way he doing this one, if it could be in HTML or something like more easy way, but he been if you can see, like he put everything in one function, and also there is the bottom add
Mm-hmm,
to cart. Somehow I supposed to be doing the like put all this item after I click this button,
mm-hmm,
and it's supposed to be in this function. So if when I click on my card, this function is supposed to be called, like you're already here.
mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
you cannot get an access, right? You cannot get an access inside the what is staying the item of the menu items. You don't get access, right?
Access? What do you mean access of what?
Because I had a problem that when we click and it should be when we click add cart and should be in the add cart, right? So then I had a problem to get an access because this is inside the function. So it's very difficult to get an access inside the function for another place. So it was very complicated for me.
My question is like every time, like how to put all this item in my click, like it's supposed to be every time I supposed to be click on your card, it's supposed to be called this like a function, right? And this
mm-hmm,
function is inside of this like not the data, supposed to
mm-hmm.
be this one with a click it this button.
You just use
Yeah,
the
so you just call the create menu items function with not with the date, well, the data, but the data should be the, the cart item array. Now, what is data on line 252?
Data is like this one is data. Here is I mean the if you can see on a like the data is already here, the whole data.
Yeah, but can you go back to the UI?
Here?
No, to the UI.
I don't know. Can you see that?
No, I see VS Code.
Oh my god, I have to give me 1 second. How to create all my screen?
Create like the whole, you
I
need to
use
see
it
the whole
to
screen.
display quite
What about now?
There you go. Good. Okay. So when you click on your card,
Now
what
it's showing me whole data,
the
like
whole data,
here.
right? Yeah. So you just need to fix like one thing. Let's go back to the code.
Okay.
So when you are clicking on add to cart function on the browser, when you're clicking on each item's add to cart function, is it storing it somewhere?
No, it's just this is the thing. This is the thing I've been like looking for. See, we all also I have all this one.
Okay, let's go back to UI. So right now, of course, it is going to show the whole data because
Yeah.
that's passing, right? But
Mhm.
if we go to like, is there functionality behind this add to cart?
No, only this button we have here.
Okay, let's see.
Here we had the other button. We like for loop it. So by the categories name. What
Yeah,
is
that's fine. So
yeah.
where's the, hold on, let me get the control for 1 second. Okay, so this function is basically responsible for rendering menu items, right? So you're looping through and then you're showing item, image, title, price, category, menu list in HTML plus equals item tag. Okay. So where are you calling this function initially?
Create here. Where is the button here? Can you see that? Create menu item.
Okay.
In the menu button click. When
Mhm.
every time you click it, it's calling that
Mhm.
menu item.
Category name. So you're passing category name here.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. The way he's writing his code, like I mean, this so difficult on like it's not like the regular HTML or something. You put whole HTML in here. I can reach that bottom, you know, like I don't know how to get that bottom and put in my function.
Could you could you copy that and paste it here?
Mhm.
Oh, actually, wait. No, no need, no need. Hold on. Card button click. Oh, wait, this one is the cart item, right?
Yes, this is the card
Oh.
item is calling that function the on the bottom.
Could you, could you paste it here as well? Yeah, and instead of cart button, let's do like add to cart, right? And then we need to pass item. Okay, so now let's create our add to cart function. So if we create add to cart, so this function will pass a whole item. So for now, let's just console log item and see if we are getting it. Let's save it and go back to the browser.
Yep, just want to put here this one. Okay. You want me to see the console? Here.
Can you click on add to cart function button? Let's go back to the code. Yeah, so this thing should be here.
Oh,
Okay, now let's try again. Let's click. Wait, what is the error? Syntax error, unexpected identifier.
this function.
Okay, let's go back to our code. Click add to cart. Right, and then we are passing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, why is it not happy with it? Item. Okay, let's try to pass item something. Item title.
Save it.
1 second. Okay, let's try to click. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So now we are adding, so basically whenever we click on add to cart,
Mhm.
we are passing item.title. Do items have some kind of ID?
Yep.
They do?
Yeah, they have supposed to be have. Yep, ID
Okay,
one.
let's pass the ID because passing the name is not a good idea. So,
Oh,
sorry.
are you doing for me?
Yeah, you do that. So let's go back to like Command Z, and then fix the item ID.
It doesn't work. Oh, here.
So item.id.
ID.
Okay. So whenever we click add to cart, we are passing ID of the item to the new array, which we're gonna create now. Let me just see how you guys are dealing with menu items at cart. Okay, so if you are clicking on a category, filtered menu items. Okay, cool. Very nice. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create, where is it? Add to cart. So let cart items equal to empty array, right? So whenever we So now we just need to loop through our data. So item equals to, oh, you guys don't know higher order functions. Okay, so then we are gonna do for let element of data. Right? So now we need to make sure that we find the item whose ID we're passing. So then if element.id is the same as ID, and here we're passing ID now, right? So then so item goes to element. And then after we find it, we do cart items, cart items dot push item. Okay. And then here, when we click, here we want to pass cart items.
So you created the object inside of array?
Yeah, I'm just pushing. We can just do this.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if that works, and then I'll go over it for you guys. So let's add like a couple of items to an array to our cart. So let's go back to the UI.
You want me to close the
No, it's okay. So we're gonna do add to cart, and then your cart. No, nothing. Undefined is not an object. Evaluating item image.
the funny thing is it's just a couple of code to to make it happen. Like, and I've been from the morning will thinking, what do you mean like couple of, like I can't even read your code.
So yeah, let's go back to VS Code. So basically, this function, create menu items, is responsible for rendering menu items, right? So why we need only one function instead of multiple different functions? The reason for it is, if we go back to UI now, the reason for it is whenever we click on breakfast, lunch, shakes, like the same thing happens, right? We are supposed to render items in the same way, right? Of course, we could have different function on, for example, when we click on dinner, we could have show dinner items function that would only show dinner items, right? Or when we click on lunch, we could have show lunch function that would only show lunch items. That approach would totally work. But having one function that is responsible for rendering all items is better, because so if you had a button for each of these functions, then you would end up with like if you had a function for each of these buttons, you would end up with like 7, 8 different functions that would basically do the same thing. They would still render everything in the same way. That's why he is creating one function that will produce the same result depending on which button is currently clicked. So if the dinner button is clicked, we are filtering out the dinner items and we are rendering them. If the shakes button is clicked, we are filtering out all the milkshake or whatever items. But the way we are rendering them is exactly the same. That's why it's one function.
Yeah,
But
but the thing
Mhm.
is that we're just doing since we're doing the DOM maybe 1 week or 2 week, like
Yeah.
what I've been doing with it, like put for each button like event listener,
Uh-huh.
and each more gonna be easy for me to reach those items with already like add to the cart. But
Yeah.
since it's only one function, I have no idea how to reach it. Like I don't know how.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I tried to like a lot of thing to how to reach it, but it doesn't work. So I decided just put like a whole data there. So buy everything. So
But then you need to create another function and then get an access from the ID and do again one more for loop and check if ID is equal to ID. And if it's equal, then push them again in the cart. And like I struggled also, didn't understand, as you said that you cannot get access, right?
yeah, like I don't know how to get access to for that like
Access to what?
like for that button, like if you click on the add to cart, it's supposed to be like in here, and how we can reach that item to here
Yeah.
since like one function.
Okay. Yeah, let's go over it. Let's go back to our code.
Like
So
what would you change in that item to get like access to every time we click on the cart?
So yeah, let's fix this error and then I can go over it for you. Up, not here. Here. Let's see if we're getting anything in our cart items. Okay, let's go back to our browser. Okay, let's go back to VS Code. Okay, let's go back to the browser. What's happening? Can we refresh? it's not loading the. Let's go back to. Are we passing the ID? Yes, we are. Item ID. So when we were passing the what is it, title? We were getting the title, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the browser. What's happening?
Maybe we need to save.
Oh,
Save?
we didn't save it. Now
Okay.
it's,
Before also didn't save it.
yeah.
Try to change to the ID again. Item.id
Mhm.
and then save it.
Now it's saved.
Okay.
Yeah, and
back.
go back and try again.
Okay, so it's undefined. Why is it undefined?
Can you go to code?
Let's go back.
So you guys created with IT, you created the new function. Yes. Data. Okay. But then you should do not the number, but you should compare this if LID is equal to ID, right?
Yeah.
But you are saying number, then that's why, because mine is it.
Yeah, it's not returning anything. That's why I'm suspecting that it's because they are different data types. So
Yeah.
let's save it and try. I'm just converting it to a number because I think element ID is a number, right? So let's go back to the browser and see.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Go.
Okay, cool. So let's add multiple. And now, there we go. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Magic.
Yes.
Can
So-
you click 2 times for the butter pancakes, for example?
Right now is we have to make another thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have.
Sure. For example, if you click 2 times,
That's
not
why.
in the cart, but
but if you click on your card now, click again on your card, now it will show you.
mm,
Yeah, so ideally you want to, instead of adding the same item, you want to increase the quantity of the item.
Yes, like in Amazon, like if I
Yeah.
click the buttermilk, for example, and then add to cart, like one quantity or 5, for example, this is how.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do that? Or do you want to go over the function?
I don't know. Okay, today is I have to go now. It is 5 hours and it is the
Yeah.
Saturday. No, Saturday we have to. Oh, today is the independence of Kyrgyzstan. We have to celebrate it.
Honestly, I've been sitting for this thing like maybe from since the morning, like before this class, like 6 hours to been doing this something.
Okay, don't worry. I tried. It took me 4 hours to understand that he was using just one function for every function. It took me 4 hours to understand it. So your performance is much better than mine.
So, David, what is it that you're struggling about here? Like, let's go back to the code. So what
Yeah,
was
now I understand how you did this one. I've been like how to reach this one. The way how I couldn't even reach it, like you see.
I
But
see.
also I've been thinking about to make the function for this button. But yesterday, if you guys remember, he said like it's just couple like words to like of code, like I mean
like
like
bunch of options.
yeah, he said like it's couple word of codes. I wanted to make like the function to be and then I remember he said like it's couple. Maybe it's easy way to make it, like how he said, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there is a better way to do it. I'm sure Azamat can find a more precise way to do it.
I guess the Azamat is too smart for us.
Yeah, he's
Because the way how he's thinking is like we even like cannot generate in our brain.
Yeah. I agree. It's hard
That
to.
like his thinking is totally different. The way how he think,
Yeah.
because when he started coding, like it's totally different what we usually do.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's the
get
main
it.
problem.
He's like
It's very-
next level.
Yeah,
Human.
I think Azamat, he needs to go to for machine learning. Really, I'm serious. I will say him, I like, hey, Azamat, you should go to somewhere where you have to make in robots, and you have to get this machine learning. Machine learning is totally different, like very advanced. So he is very, he thinks very quick. I know, of course, he has more experience. Then the code comes there for him. It seems this one seems very easy for him. Probably, I know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get it.
He needs to be the place where he needs to be with machine learning, then he will get really good jump.
I guess the main problem why we have so many questions to Azamat is because he like generating the faster than we are, and it seems obvious for him, but for us it's not at all.
Mm.
But also the way he writing his code, for example, if Marat give us some like DOM projects and he doing something, I understand properly what he's doing. But also with the Mario, they're doing with the like classic or like easy way to something. But the
Mhm.
way the Azaman look at this, like he writing this stuff, you like for example, he calling this function not like a this one, he calling inside the bottoms. I see only in his code like something like this, like calling the
Yeah,
function.
he's calling the
See,
inside
and
of another
in this
function.
function only calling when you click on this one. See,
Mhm.
like,
That's why I had a debating with Marat, because this is what I'm saying, I mean, like for us, like this one is very difficult to understand when we are not properly understand what's going on there. And the problem is that the way that the Marat and let's say the Mario shows is the simple way, very easy for us, that so we understand everything, right? So,
Mhm.
but in the DOM, you can see that okay, we had the JavaScript course, right? So 1 week we had off. So in total, when I debated with Amarat, so we had like maybe 2 weeks of JavaScript, right, girls? And then in the 2 weeks, we are in DOM doing the restaurant task, like this. And of course, you are jumping from the 5 to 100, and then we get confused. Then we lose our confidence. Okay, I can coding. Okay, I have to now retire and just do my job. Do my life without coding. That kind of things. Probably not me, but some of us also. You guys had this even through that you are hiding inside. So I had that kind of feelings. So jumping from the and kind of like I feel like that we are jumping from there and to there and without properly understanding it, like so he is calling the function inside the function, like explaining why we are calling the one function inside the function. That's because that the function only work there, so this kind of things that you get I get very confused. And so our knowledge is kind of like, yeah, so it took me 4 hours to understand that if he's using one function for all buttons, it took me 4 hours to understand it, so it means that, okay, I have to be realistic with myself. Right? I cannot say that, okay, I'm good, like, and okay, you learn everything in JavaScript. The problem is that we are not building the good fundament, and then how we build the house. If the fundament is not proper, no matter
That's
what you
why
have,
the Marat, that's why
always
the Marat is asking us to finish that practice questions in the SETEC portal. To be honest, it's very like essential for me. Like if you are reach to the medium questions, you will understand that it's not easy at all. That's
Yeah.
why the Marat is asking to finish as the
but
practice projects, and then after that, it's gonna be our fundament, and then after that, it will be much easier to understand this kind
oh,
of.
yes,
practice.
Maksat, Maksat, you didn't understand me. Okay, let's say if we would understand that all, then we would not the middle questions, you know. So then why would we are struggling to understand this one and where we get how we will build it, you know? The problem is that, okay, we are there to properly just understand the basic medium questions. Is when you come to medium questions, yes, there is the medium questions, but we are not properly have solved the junior questions. Okay, of course we cannot remember everything, but the problem is that we are not doing it properly. Of course, I understand it is too much things to learn. We never cannot do that because we have just 6 months, but at least the fundament is, no matter where we go, Java, the reactor, everything fundament have to be proper. And this one is the basic, like logic, you know, like мышление, like consciences, you know. We have to understand that what we are doing with Asel, like I understand, okay, how many knowledge we have actually, and to jump to the restaurant menu. And of course, then we'll lose the confidence and stuff, you know.
So, yeah, I understand that it is very
And
challenging.
lie to ourselves, okay, it's okay, jumping to another, it's okay, we learn by little bit, little, but the fundament will not be proper. And when you go to work with smart people, of course, you will feel like very stressed. Of course, you guys gonna also, I understand that I'm also gonna experience that, you know. I'm gonna have also a problem because you are gonna work with smart people and asking the stupid questions. Maybe for you, the question can be easier. I mean, for others, you know, but for you, the questions can be very challenging. And you are asking from your colleagues, you know. That one, my friends also have graduated at bootcamp. They also had the same experience. They asked me, they told me, you know, I had to use the ChatGPT 5 times before I asked the question from my colleagues, because I don't want to feel like I'm stupid. And they may think, wow, why he's asking the very simple question, you know? So that's why building the fundament is so important. And of course, we have a lot of things that it's very difficult to understand the past
What
everything.
does,
It's
what does
impossible.
the fundament mean by you?
The fundament mean like today with ourselves. This is to finding the stuff like with this algorithm, you know, how to get an access today, you know, how many minutes we have used to get an access to an property, and we still ask why it is 0, right? This is the
So,
basic things, you know.
yeah, I understand that it's difficult, and sometimes it feels like you're trying to build something on like on sand, yeah. But I think what CETEC is, is implying is that apart from like regular classes, you also need to spend a lot of time solving those algorithm questions, and then it will come together, right? I know that I mean, DOM is not different from JavaScript. DOM is just continuation of JavaScript and kind of a chance for you to explore what these functions mean in like real life application, right? And of course, like some instructors can give you a bit more complex DOM tasks. Some instructors can give you simpler DOM tasks. And I think like both of the experiences during the class are quite valid, because otherwise, for example, now you know that you can use the same function for like multiple buttons, right? If he didn't show you that, probably this is not something that you would know is possible, yeah? So I know that different instructors have different approaches, and some instructors push you more. So it's just, I think it's just a matter of like teaching style, maybe. I don't know. But I think all experiences are valid. Like you have to have that experience with more challenging instructors as well. Like it's also important to see how they are doing things, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's why we have Saturday classes, so we can kind of explore this different kinds of algorithms, different kinds of like functions, logical stuff. And then during the week, you're able to push yourself, even further. And I know that right now, all of it seems like a lot, and you guys are under immense pressure. And I get it, like I fully get it. I know what you mean. And I've been there as well, right? I've been there, and I felt the same way. But if you guys really like, the only advice that I can give you, and it's something that we've already discussed, but still, like, I want to emphasize it. Every spare minute that you have, try and spend it solving those algorithm questions. Because understanding those algorithm questions and understanding how to build the logic will make your life so much easier in class, also in DOM projects. Because DOM is not a new topic, like instead of JavaScript. DOM is part of JavaScript, right? It's continuation of how you are implementing those functions like in real life. What's the practical side of it, right? So that's the practical side of it. DOM is practical side of all of these functions that we're solving here. So yeah, I know that it's very difficult, and sometimes, like, I'm not joking, I almost had like panic attacks whenever I would join the class and we would start a new topic, and I'm like, wait, but I didn't understand the previous one, so like, what are we gonna do now? But the knowledge is just keeps layering up, yeah, and it's challenging. I know that it's challenging, and I know that it's so difficult to keep up, but I don't want you guys to be discouraged, because that's, I mean, I guess you just need to trust the process. SATEC had done like a lot of, I don't know how many exactly, but a lot of successful cohorts, right? And the program remains pretty much the same. So I know that it's difficult, and I can guarantee that every student is feeling the way that Aziza, you're feeling. It's more common than you think. It's just, my advice to handle this is to spend as much time solving algorithm questions. And when you are in class and you know that, for example, today your instructor is more challenging than other instructors, so you have to ask a lot of questions. Like in class, while you are, while he's like building something, yeah, you need to ask a lot of questions like, why are we doing this? How is this happening? Like, how did that get implemented? Where exactly in our code we are implementing this change or that change, and etc. So yeah, just make sure that you ask really like a lot of questions in class. Don't be shy, okay? And if you don't understand what's happening, like if you lost track of, what's happening in the class, stop your instructor and ask them to, explain it from the beginning. That's a very common practice. You should totally do that. Like, take advantage of that and ask them to go over it, and that you're lost track, and ask them to like explain everything from the beginning, and they will happily do that, because we are here to help you, right? So yeah, don't be discouraged. Like, I know that it's very challenging. Just please, stick with us, continue solving algorithm questions. And if you know that your like today's instructor is more challenging than usual, just make sure that you ask a lot of questions during the class. Don't, just sit there like just staring at the screen, not understanding what's happening. Make sure that you stop your instructor and let them know that you lost track with what's happening in the code, so they can go over it again. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Asel.
Yeah, so
Thank you for helping this. Like, I get more understanding what's going on here. So
Mhm. Of course. Yeah, so yeah, the trick with this function is that it does exactly the same thing, but with different arrays, right? So it's rendering different array of
yeah, I got it.
items.
It's like also he been doing, see from here to get
Mhm.
includes the category one. So he create also the unique what you doing like same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My mistake was I've been looking this like element,
Mhm.
but I had to look the database.
Mm.
My mistake was I've been just looking this one, like make it main thing, and I've been looking this bottom. That's when I was my biggest mistake. I have to look the database and reach from there.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky, but you guys are doing great. So don't be discouraged, okay? I see that like every week I'm joining and I see that you're making progress. So just keep pushing. And I know that it's challenging. I know that sometimes you guys get frustrated and nervous. Those are all normal feelings. Yeah. Just make sure that you have, all the support from your family and spend as much time solving algorithms as you can. Yeah. And it's so great that Marat will be joining classes as well. Like he's also like, he's super experienced, he's super knowledgeable, so he has a lot to share.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining and have a great weekend. And I will see you next week.
Thank
Okay?
you.
Thank you. Bye.